What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Savage Land, and welcome back to another episode of G.I. Joe. It's G.I. Joe, and today we're pretty much doing another cleanup video. I'm still in here trying to get this room situated, man, so I can move around and do a few things, and I gotta clean up. There's a lot of vegetation on the floor from doing the episodes of the table. But today on G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, we're just gonna do something fun, man. I've been wanting to do something with the boxes I collected. I stopped collecting boxes like a long time ago. Like I might have like something like this laying around, but this been laying around for like years. And what this is just scrap material to do photos with. Matter of fact, I use this for my kin photo. This came with like Zangief, Storm Collectible Zangief, so little stuff like that. But I haven't collected any boxes, but the G.I. Joe box art was so good, I wanted to do something creative with them. And it's gonna be something simple where I just pretty much just make a piece and glue them together, but it'll be like a stage piece, so a prop piece for whenever I do like future commentary. I might have that in the background, or when I do live streams, it'll just be one unit I could basically pick up, man. I got quite a few boxes. I might not use them all, but we gonna see what's up, and at the same time, I'm gonna clean up my room, man. So let's get right into it, man, and see what we can have some fun with. Alright, so we got all the boxes lined up here, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I do want to build a display. As you can see here, just even from this distance, all the colorful faces on the boxes, the great box art, man, makes for a beautiful art display. And I think I might try to put them in somewhat order. I mean, I don't have them like really numerical because it's just random boxes that I saved, but at least we'll try to go in numerical order as they come, like a 85 and then 93 or wherever it's gonna go, man. But it's a very very beautiful selection of boxes, man. Great box art, and I just don't want it to go to waste. I don't plan on saving them thinking they're gonna be worth something or anything like that, but I just think it's almost a shame to discard them, man. So we'll go through putting them in order first, and then I'll just figure out a configuration that I want to go in. Alright, so now I got them sectioned off like the way I want them. I got them in numerical order, but of course I don't have every order here because I didn't save every box. So we got 72, 76, 77, 80, 81, and of course you get it, 85, 86, and just great box art here. And pretty much what I grouped, I had 38 of these small kind of boxes, so I just grouped them off 19 a piece. But you see that tall tower back there, that's pretty much 90. In the hundreds, there's 19 of those, and here is the 70s and 80s, and there's 19 of those there. And then also I have the deluxe packaging over here because it just doesn't quite fit with the smaller. So if you're in box, I can see what Kyle Peterson be saying because it's really not going to link up, but they all still look good though. I'm gonna glue all those together. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just put a tack of glue on them and keep them all together so I can keep them compartmentalized, because I think they look great as just decoration, to be quite honest with you, man. And just you know, to help decorate your figure rooms, your game rooms, or whatever, if you got a nice place to put them. So I'm gonna go ahead and attempt that now, man, and see what we got. Alright, so it looks like I got all the ones I was going to group together glued. And like I said, in numerical order, but you know, it doesn't have, of course, all the numbers. And basically what I was doing is putting like glue here, a little tab. So just in case in the future, if you want to break it apart, or if I want to break it apart, I can, you know, but I really don't see myself doing it no time soon. Got something heavy on the top to keep that pressure on there. I'm gonna give it a couple of hours to get good and dry, because it's not a lot of glue that's holding it together. I know it's just empty cardboard, but still want to give it that time to get cohesive and be able to stick. Got this bear sitting on top of that. Did it pretty clean. Tried to line them up the best way I could, but they look like they'll sit flat once I get that done. The table has a little lean on it, but I wanted to make sure the bottom of the box is lined up. And we take some of that glare off of this. As you can see here, it's beautiful, man, to be quite honest with you. Just makes for a nice display. So I'm gonna get this about a couple of hours. I gotta go pick my daughter up from school, and we'll come back and see. I'll do the one hand test, see if it all sticks together. All right, so while we waiting on those towers to dry, that's gonna be like a little overnight process. I just want to let them, that little bit of tabs of glue that I put on them, dry and get hard enough so I can move those things around. They don't break apart. I just want that to set. Cause like I said, I didn't put a lot of glue on them, but I put enough so they stick together. But let's talk about the Action Soilder, the 60th anniversary. And I've had this guy for about probably a little over a month now, and I was gonna do the field episode on him, but I mean, he's out there over and over again on reviews. But I did want to talk with him. I did want to have some type of documentation on my channel, because a lot of times when I do get to a figure later, I just put it up on the field or pallet picks, whatever, just to have that documentation on my channel. But with him, I'm gonna just squeeze him in this episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, and I'll have some pictures of him on the round table going around, and just talk about him, man, and what I feel about him, just like how I do in the field. So we're just gonna make this real quick. 60th anniversary Action Soilder. I think this guy is a really, really good figure. I was trying to figure out the other day, was it this better or a Valaverse Army Builder is better? And I'm trying to give an honest opinion on this. Far as aesthetically, the way he looks, I like this soldier better. The G.I. Joe soldier better. The only advantage I think Valaverse has over this soldier is Valaverse is really meant to be broken apart. You can break those soldiers apart. Like it's easy to do that, which we do these with G.I. Joe a lot, but it's not meant to do that. It's a chance you could potentially break a figure by doing the leg twist around the page. You heat it up too much. I've done that before, but with Valaverse, they made it be taken apart at the torso, legs, arms, head, and all that, and you can remake another soldier. That is the only advantage, and I think it just gives them an even playing field, because if you get a Valaverse soldier loaded up, now I think it's down to $30. I think with the regular soldiers, it used to be $32. These are $35. Once again, if Valaverse price is $30, it beats it out. And then you have the choice of not to get the gear for $20, but who's gonna buy a soldier with no gear? So it beats it in that aspect. And when I say it costs too much to Army build a Valaverse troop, it's no different from this right here, to be quite honest with you. $35. I think he's worth it, but once again, when it comes, just like how I said with that HMS, when it comes to Army building it, no, he's not worth it. He needs to be $25, and I understand he comes with a lot, but if this was meant to be an Army builder, you should have aimed for $25 and cheaper, to be quite honest with you. That's what I'm aiming for, especially if I'm buying multiples of this. But as far as the figure, I like it. Far as Valaverse's regular Army build figures, I think there's pros and cons to both of them. Aesthetically, I think this looks better. I think this looks wonderful. I like his gear, just everything about him. He looks better than the Valaverse soldier to me, which the Valaverse soldier isn't a bad soldier. But like I said, he can't be broken apart and put back together. He can, but not easy and accessible as that. But let's get into him and just what I think about him. I think he's great. Comes with the helmet that's removable, just like a Valaverse soldier. Comes with the two different Caucasian or African American face sculpts, but they have like a ski mask on, basically. And even that part I think looks better than Valaverse. Just the detail on that, even though it's something small and simple, I think it looks better. But neck moves really good. Has the double ball joint at the neck, just like any other figure. Has dog tags, just like the Sailor. I do like the little pouches you can take on and off the vest. These little pouches here, I don't know if you guys can see them, but you can take them and plug them in. The figure has holes in the vest. I do like them, and then I don't like them because they really kind of get in the way to a certain aspect of this figure. But I think that's pretty dope. But I also think it could have went without that. As far as articulation, pretty much got the ball at the waist there, so you can move really good. Got the drop down hips, just like any other G.I. Joe classified. Double jointed arms that move pretty good. They come in pretty good. He's not too much of a buff figure, so yes, he can definitely talk on the money phone. Got the thigh cut, double jointed knee, boot swivel, ankle rocker. All that is great. Has a walkie-talkie that plugs into the back. Has a 9mm on the side. I like his two guns. I believe they come from Big Ben, one of these. It's like a double barrel, like modified AR looking gun. And this other one looks like a big 50 belt fed. Has a cartridge at the bottom, but it's a belt feeding into the side. So this is like some heavy artillery type shit here. As far as his backpack, he has Outback's backpack, which look good. Outback's backpack is a great backpack. So if any figure comes with this and it fits and looks good, I think that's awesome, because that's a good looking backpack. Just molded in like a beige plastic, no paint on it. Has he different grips for hands, and that's because it's a black and white soldier, one to match for the white soldier. I think that's great. Has like this little hood that goes over this poncho. He did come with this poncho here, and the plastic hood that goes over it. The poncho, very cheap feeling. This is nothing like Mayfax or anything like that, but as far as Hasbro standards, that for a figure to have soft goods speaks a lot. Still can be used as figure fodder with this figure. I don't think I'm gonna have it on this figure. I think this is good for somebody else, maybe to go over another Joe that's more kind of a bear Joe, that you can put that over, maybe like a quick kick or somebody like that, or whoever you really want to put it with. Has a hood down little plastic piece. Most of that comes with Wolverine when he has like his cowl down. Not saying this is the same as Wolverine's, but just kind of that setup. And then it took me forever to figure out what this little like butterfly handle was, but he could switch out the guns on his Mod Deuce. And I had to stand to the Mod Deuce, but guess who the Mod Deuce was with? Of course, Roadblock. I used him on the last episode of the table, and I put him in a box. But I'll show you a picture of the Mod Deuce, or pretty much the 50 cal that he comes with, and you can switch out the handles whether you want like a regular trigger or that butterfly handle, and it's pretty much the gun that this man is holding on my shirt. And he also comes with a G.I. Joe stand, which is pretty dope. So I like this figure a lot. I like it better than I thought I would. When it comes to the seal of this figure, I still think I lean more towards the seal, because I don't know, I just like that sleeker body. I like the eel, I like Torpedo, I really like the Cobra eels, and that seal is no different from them. But this is no slouch either. This is actually a really, really good figure. If you get these on sale later on, and like I said, I don't want to brainwash people with the ollies or anything like that, because I believe that is like you say, that kind of comes and goes. We really have to search. We really had a great surge last year, but I'm not saying this is going to end up in ollies. But if it ends up on a sale like on Hasbro Pulse or Big Bad Toy Store, where they're just trying to get them off after nobody gives a crap anymore, for 25 bucks, he's definitely worth army building. He's definitely worth buying multiples. And even if he stays at 35 and you take your time and buy you a couple, it's definitely not a bad figure. I think it's worth $35, but when it comes to army building, no, it needs to be cheaper. Just like how I say with everything else, man. But the G.I. Joe 60th anniversary action soldier, dope figure, dope figure. I didn't have no problem with this guy. He wasn't stiff or anything. He moved great out the box. Same thing with the action sailor. I think they did a good job. If you don't care for generic soldiers, then of course it's not for you if you're looking for more character-wise in G.I. Joe. But if you do care for generic soldiers, this is a top of the line generic soldier right here. G.I. Joe 60th anniversary Marine. Alright, so we back here the next day, man. I let them dry up for a little bit, and I don't know, what more can I say, but they stuck together. These are all the deluxe boxes right here, and these are the regular boxes right here. And you know, it's pretty cool, man. I didn't put a lot of glue on them, so I am being careful on how I pick them up, but if you hot glued these things, I mean, you shouldn't have no problem sticking together. But for what I want to do, and that's just simply just simplify something, and just have all the art pieces together, so I ain't picking up 1,000 boxes. I mean, it worked out nice. I mean, I only got like 2 hits of glue, and with some old regular cheap school glue too, so they're sticking together, man. But look at all that beautiful art. Quite amazing, isn't it? Not only as art pieces, they can also be used as storage totes. And that's if you took these and took them to the next level as far as them sticking together. And I really believe hot glue would do that. But at the same time, you can't put too much in. I don't care if you were just putting paper back in them like notes. But you see, the tops are still able to open. Like, I got that top open. So they can be used for different things, man. I mean, they're not like they're super flimsy boxes, but of course they're not made of plastic, steel, or anything like that. The cardboard boxes all just glued together. But as far as my part, I'ma just use them as art. And then the bigger boxes, I didn't glue those together, but those are big enough to be nice pieces within themselves. As you can see here with the Televipers, those, I have 4 of those boxes. And I kept of course, my Vamp and Clutch box, which has a beautiful masterpiece like shot of him. He almost looks like he's modeling on that, holding that wrench. And then of course we got the deluxe boxes, which I didn't say too many of those, but as you can see, those are sticking together too. So now, and as you can see, like, look how the boxes change. Like, look at the dimensions on them, like the different the depths and how wide the boxes are. So it's hard to collect this on a shelf. So my biggest thing was just to keep them empty, and this is what I want right here. This is what I want. I just want the art. I want to keep the art together. Cool thing about them, we'll back the camera up and I'll show you as far as even like diorama wise what I was thinking in my head, what they look like. Look at that. That's just beautiful how they all stick together, man. That is just awesome. That is awesome right there. Simple tabs of glue, man. That's it. But when I did a YouTube short and an Instagram short on these boxes, they just they reminded me of buildings. And that's what they look like. And it's cool because the G.I. Joe box is so square. It doesn't have that curvature like a Marvel Legends box. So when you stack it, you know, it just gives a great that right there looks like hotel towers. Like, seriously, like, look at that. Like, that's the balconies, and you see the towers like on some 1/18 scale type shit. Like, that looks dope. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a hotel, really, man, from here. Just this is what my eyes see. And even the other G.I. Joe box, that looks like a tall building. Look at that beautiful artwork. Let's get in closer on that. And I hate to have to bore y'all this, but I'm just so in love with art, man. Hey, look at that, man. That looks awesome, man. All those Televipers lined up, and then all the Joes lined up. That's beautiful, man. But that's what it looked like. Hotels with hotel balconies. Somewhere in like Miami or something, or fuck it, Myrtle Beach. So I'm gonna probably use this on the episode of The Table, and not like, hey, here's a building, I'm trying to pass it off like a real building, but the silhouette of these 2 towers is basically what I'm saying. It looks like a building, and they could be played as buildings if you play them off in the background. Just have the silhouette, you know, kind of darken it up back there so you can just kind of see them, just little peaks of them, small peaks. And I think I can make that work. So you might see this in my city dial just for extra stuffing. Be honest with you, not in the front, but just kind of off in the distance like towers. But yeah, that's going to do it for our episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. Just something a little bit different. I don't know, man. The formula of my show always changes up. One thing I will tell you, like today, I just finally had it with those G.I. Joe Facebook groups, man. Them shits is full of shit, man. And be honest with you, it has some good pieces to it, but I guess it's just an overload. I can always see how my man Woody say he don't mess with social media, which I don't either. But that was supposed to be something to relieve me, and just looking at the shit and the stuff they trip off of, like, I'll give a small thing. This was just irritating. This didn't even tip me over the edge. Just some other stuff I seen tip me over the edge. Like, I'm deleting all those G.I. Joe Facebook groups I'm in. But I did a video saying trying to dodge G.I. Joe burnout, and they took that as like I was trying to put bait. So sometimes I put my videos out on the out on the Facebook groups, just say, hey, you guys interested in G.I. Joe, especially G.I. Joe Classified, check it out. And it's totally not. You can tell they totally didn't even watch the video. It's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, people love headlines. They love that shit. But I already you know, did my little experiments with those groups, like just putting something up and like, I'm gonna see how they react to this. And I've already seen it before, but so I might not have a lot of pictures from them Facebook groups no more on G.I. Joe's G.I. Joe, but one thing is for sure though, no matter what Facebook group, no matter what cliques run around here, G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. Thank y'all for watching another episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe. This is the Savage Land. We do this for the love and the beauty of action figures. With that being said, until the next time, God bless.